and angel fly within my life, beside me in all I do.
Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly angel reading for August 31st through to September the 6th. Wow, it's the beginning of another month. So I'm going to be using the Archangel Oracle cards this week because I thought, you know, the Archangels are so powerful. Let's see what they have to say for us for this kind of, it's not quite a new season, but it always feels like that to me. September, most of the children are back to school around this time, especially in England. I know the US, lots of you have already started, that everyone starts to feel a little bit like summer is ending and the weather is getting cooler, the nights are getting shorter. So I thought the Archangels would be a great opportunity for us to look at this, you know, new beginning and see what they have to say, of course, first of all, for Monday and Tuesday. All right, so here we go for the card for Monday and Tuesday. Oh, it's interesting. Patience, Archangel Jophiel. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. Oh boy. If you're anything like me, it's not necessarily the word that you find easiest to deal with, but it's very true. I was talking to many clients this past week about patience, you know, and about free will and divine timing and the difference between those things. And the one thing I feel guided to say is that, yes, I believe that some of the major events in our lives and some of the major relationships that we have, you know, they're already planned. They're already, you know, like, okay, well, we're going to meet this person and, you know, you're going to go through this experience because it's a big part of your purpose or whatever. But there's so much free will within that. And we have connections with many, many people. We have possibilities all over the place on earth. And so it's also really about knowing that we get to choose. We get to choose and we get to be clear about what our dreams look like. Ultimately, though, I really believe that what is really truly for our highest good, if it's really meant to be, then it will be. Because ultimately, you know, sometimes things happen in life, don't they, where we don't quite understand what's going on, or the timing is a little bit off to what we thought. And, you know, even me as an intuitive person, I always say in my readings and for myself that I can see something, you know, very clearly for someone or even for me. But if somebody else is involved or something happens where events change, then it means timing changes as well. So we really want to know that when we're reading or when we're asking the angels, they're doing it from a perspective of like, what's happening right now? What guidance can they give us? Not like this is definitely going to happen. And so if you've been receiving guidance and you're not quite sure why it hasn't happened, or somebody gave you a message and you're not sure about it, always go right back to your gut, go right back to your heart, see what's going on with the whole situation. But also know that timing often has a huge part to play in it, that we may feel like, you know, the message was like it's going to happen in 3 months, or you know, like we're really impatient for it to happen, and oh, maybe it's not true. But a lot of the time it's because things are unfolding in ways that we can't yet see. So this card is a perfect opportunity for us to remember that when we're dreaming and when we are following our guidance step by step as much as we can, when we're taking action in our dreams, and like Jophiel said, watering our dreams, paying attention to them, nurturing them, doing things that will either pull you towards what you really want or pull you back from it. A bit like we were saying last week, you know, that's a really good way to say is, you know, does this feel like this is moving me towards what I want or away from it? And so that's a really good pointer for you if you're wanting to understand what action you can take. And once you've taken the action, that's when patience comes in, right? Okay, so that's the beginning of the week. The middle of the week, claircognizance. Okay, so this really goes with it because Archangel Uriel, Pay attention to your thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. So this is pointing to guidance in the form of our inner knowing and what we just know. Have you ever been having a conversation with someone and you'll just say something and you don't kind of know where it came from, or you'll just know something about someone or a situation without really knowing how, or people will say, how do you know that? You know, or you're a know-it-all, how come you know everything? That's because you're claircognizant. You're claircognizant and you're really in touch with the angel's guidance through your mind. It's interesting that this is coming up because this is another question that I get asked a lot, as well as the divine timing, free will thing. And so I'm going to share this with you. It feels like a little bit of a teaching this week. Again, the quickest way to really trust, whether it's guidance or whether it's your fear, because people are always saying, you know, I have a million thoughts a day, and how do I know? And you know, whether it's my ego talking, or whether I'm just worrying, or whether this is real. Now, yes, of course, the angels will sometimes say to us, hey, you know, maybe you want to go to this situation instead of this one, or maybe, you know, it doesn't feel right. You know, this is something that you want to avoid. But most of the time, even when it doesn't, there's something off, there's something that feels off or a little bit daunting. There's also something in your belly, something in your heart that feels really right. Like this is the truth. Your body doesn't lie. And so this is where the different ways that the angels will talk to you is really backed up by all kinds of different things. But feeling is the main one, because we're always feeling and we're always thinking too. But you know, as our mind can sometimes be a little changeable. The difference between our fear and our guidance is that the fear is always telling us we can't do things, that we're not good enough, that we're not capable. It might be really changeable and giving you all kinds of different ideas. Your guidance is very loving, it's very steady, it's very clear. It usually is to the point. You know, there's not always a ton of detail. Sometimes there is, but it's not giving you these elaborate, like, oh, you know, maybe you could do this, maybe you could do that. It's very like, okay, this is what I'm doing. It's very clear. And so if you aren't sure this week of the ideas that you're receiving or whether they're real or not, just trust yourself first of all. Trust your body. Listen to your body, how that feels, but also ask for a sign about it. And you will know what that sign is if it's real, because it will just keep coming to you, that same knowing, that same like, oh, this is a really good idea, or I really need to do this. Your guidance is repetitive because the angels will continue to talk to you until you get that. That's another thing. It will stay like, this is what I need to do. How many times have we been told, like, I've known for ages that I needed to make changes in my home, or I've known for ages that if I just cut out dairy, then I'll feel a lot better. Or, you know, I really need to start that project, but I'm a bit scared. You know, it's the same thing that you've been told over and over again. We're human, we have fears, but it's really pretty obvious what your guidance is, because your guidance feels very strong, okay? Okay, here we go with the weekend card. Prioritise, Archangel Metatron. Focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. Oh, I was going to say Uriel showed up there. He's very good if you want to develop your claircognizance, and particularly if you do want that clarity and illumination, because he has a beautiful lantern that lights the way. Similarly, with the reason why I remembered is because similarly Metatron there has a beautiful bowl. I actually don't see Metatron very much. He comes kind of like a buzzy feeling. His energy is pretty high, and he is again a little bit like Uriel. I think it feels very heady, and he is really fabulous in helping us to prioritize. So just this is kind of a follow-on, because you know, okay, so we first of all have to have patience. We have to know that when we're asking about our dreams, it takes time. Then we listen to our guidance, like the middle of the week, listening to our guidance, really trusting that, and then prioritizing our time on that which is really important to us, that which we know is really our guidance, really our path, rather than being, distracted by, oh, I need to go make this phone call, or, oh, I'm sure, I could just check my emails one more time, or, go eat that thing, or whatever it is. So really being honest with yourself when you are listening to your guidance about what's right for you with your dreams and desires, making them a priority. That is a form of big self-love, to actually say, yes, I'm going to take time to do what really matters to me, to do what I know to be true for myself, because I matter. My joy matters, my peace matters, my purpose matters, because who I am and what I'm here to do is really a part of the whole orchestra of the universe. Okay? So I'm sending you lots and lots of love. It's pretty clear this week. It's like a step-by-step process reminding us patience, then follow your guidance, and then prioritize that. Listen to that. It's beautiful, beautiful reading this week. So take care, everyone, and I'll speak to you very soon with another reading. Bye-bye for now.